Hey, Sonny, how's it going, bub? Hey, those Viking boats are really cool. All right, let's see here. So we got 3 watching and 4 likes. I must be doing all right. Now I got 4 watching. Hey, pardon me. Mowed the grass yesterday and been hacking and stuff ever since. How's everybody doing today? So today's project is move down a little bit. I had a block of cherry from turningblanks.net, a little 8-inch blank, and I watched a video. Well, now I've watched 3 or 4 of them, but the first one I ever saw do it was Will Kenny, and he made a twisted box, 3-sided box. So I decided I was going to try that today. So over here I have my Forstner bits, and that's what I'll use to hollow the box afterwards. But um, I slapped it on the lathe between centers, and I made it round, and then I took my dividers and came in quarter-inch, little more around, and then I wasn't sure if that would be far enough, so I inset a little bit more, and then I just took my dividers to this from the center out to this inner ring and set the first one down and marked it 1, and then divided. You know how compass works. Just brought it over and then 1 more and divided it kind of in thirds. So that's how we're going to get our 3-sided box. Hey, you all. If you're just coming in, please smack that like button. Hey, Richard, how you doing? So I'm going to turn you guys here to the lathe. I'm going to grab my smock and go ahead and get ready to chuck this thing up and see where we go. Make sure I got a pocket full of sawdust here. I do. All right. So we're going to try Will Kenny's 3-sided box.
Let me know when you're ready for me to read.
I'm ready for you to read now. Mrs. Soldier is here. She's going to be our engineer, so don't ignore my chat, which is always a probability. All right.
Benner says turning cool.
Who said that?
Benner?
Benner. Oh, hey Benner, how you doing? Let's see here. All right, let's get it chucked first. All right, so because we're doing this off-axis turn, we're going to start with number 1 on this end. This is going to be a little fiddly because it's not something I've done before.
Benner says, good, didn't realize I wasn't subbed.
Well, thank you for subbing. The more the merrier. We are definitely off axis.
DJ Titan says, happy.
I have the hardest time remembering people's names and their handles. I have a hard time with names in real life too, so I know a lot of people by sir and ma'am.
Not your average woodwork says, so Mr. Soldier, are you enjoying everything he makes for you? Yes, I am. I'm displaying them all on my mantle right now.
And sometimes we run out of room, and then I take a bag of stuff to school. All right, let's go. Hmm.
Benner says, whoa!
Yeah. All right.
Not your average woodwork says something is off balance.
It's off balance on purpose, but why it's not staying tight is the question.
Crafted by Ray says, sorry guys, I was making lunch. What's he making today? Then Benner says, I guess you are trying to be not centered.
Yes, but my problem is that where we bit into this thing is not all right, so let me try the other center. Maybe this is the wrong thing. I would have thought that this spring center would have been the right deal.
Not your average woodworks would like to know, how do you keep it off centered but still safe?
Excuse me.
And Benner has an emoji trying to hide his eye.
So you find center, you make the piece round, and then you take your dividers and you go out from the center. You find center, you make a circumference, you come out from center and choose a point. You go there, and then that same distance from center, you go over 2 and you mark, and you go over 2 and you mark, and then you go over a third time and you mark that one. And if you've done it right, then from there over to the first hole is 2 more rotations. So in having done that, all right, let's go. So Mr. Will Kenny makes this look like an easy exercise. Of course, those guys make this stuff look like an easy exercise all the time.
Mike is making stuff says, what it do?
What it do right now, Mike, it ain't doing.
Not your average work says, okay, maybe if I understood turning, then I would understand the reason why.
To make a 3-sided box.
Avid Woodworks says, okay, I missed that earlier. Thanks, Fred.
That's all right. We're entering the frustration zone.
Mike says, hey, y'all, sorry, been laying down. Doc put me on these statin meds, and it's got me feeling a little funny.
Which Mike is that? Mike is making stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, you'll get used to it.
Benner says, I think not. KNOT and I are on the same page. Radar the wood turner says, hi, Jim.
Hey, Anthony. Well, this is undoubtedly sketchy stuff.
Jack in the shop says, I need someone to read my comments out. Not Your Avid Workbook says, which statins, Mike? Mike says, found out cholesterol was at 330, so they put me on 40 milligrams of Crestor. It knocked me for a bit of a
you gotta
loop.
be kidding me. This is ridiculous.
Not Your Avid Woodwork said, oh, Crestor. Okay, yeah, I'm on several cholesterol meds. Radar says, Jim, did you get my email a while back?
I will have to check, but I don't think so.
Preacher says, Mike, I take that one as well. And Mike says, this one's supposed to knock me down quick, starting at 40, man. They could have just ramped it up and not dive in head first. Happy says, I would have thrown down that piece and walked away.
Who's that?
Happy?
Happy? Oh. Yeah, I gotta tell you, it's more than a little frustrating because...
Gav Sadi says hi, everyone.
Who?
Gav Sadi.
Oh, don't know that one. Hey, Gav.
Benner says, just a whittle at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Just a whittle at a time. I'm going to up the speed. Part of the problem could be we are moving too slow.
Ray says, Crafted by Ray says, the struggle's worth the final product.
We'll see. I hope so. It may cause me to say one of those words. or 3 or 4.
Fudge.
Fudge. Let's hope not.
Benner says, I've always wanted to turn, had a shopsmith, but sold it recently because it was just too big and collecting dust.
I always thought shopsmith was great. I just really did. Now we got a split happening. Alright, let's try this again.
Not Your Average Workbook says, hey Jim, there's a lady in the room. Don't worry, Mr. Soldier, I got your back.
Says the man who makes custard. All right, this is ridiculous.
Preacher says, you can say the F word a few times, we won't hold it against you.
Yeah, but you guys already know that one.
Radar says, make sure your spur check is embedded good.
Try the round tool.
Radar, Benner says, for us noobs, are you going at the funky angle to have a twist for your final product?
Yes, that's exactly the idea. But we are not getting anywhere for some reason. So, go this way and that way. Yeah.
Benner says, all right, maybe I have a little sense.
You have plenty of sense. I may not have any.
Happy says maybe Benner.
All right, let's go do something else. Because this is... I don't know. Have to go at that one a different way.
Not your average workbook says causing frustration.
You have no idea, because like the entire setup of that project went very easy. So we will do, let me see. Check my blank situation over here. Oh, hey.
Preacher says 131 people and 18 likes. We can do better than this. Hit
Oh,
that
yeah,
like
come
button.
on.
Happy says, I'm not working on it and I'm throwing mad.
Hey, it just happens. Ordinarily, when I try new stuff, I don't do it on camera because I know how I get when it doesn't go right. But that's okay.
Geltier of Cristiano said hi.
Hello. I can't pronounce your name, but I'm glad you're here, if that makes any sense.
Benner says, I've been on point with the likes today. Not your average woodwork says, I could tell by even just the slight body language you were getting upset.
Oh. Yeah, like if you can tell from the way I'm moving, just imagine the internal dialogue.
I wanted to ask you if you needed me to read you the directions, but I was afraid to.
What?
Ask you if you wanted me to read the directions, please.
Paula Jean? All right, so there's that, and I am going to use no, that's too thick.
Goff said, hey Jim, I did one of these with carbides after asked if it could be done in Terry's Live. You gotta really torque the centers in and push in with the cuts, not go across the face, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely makes sense, but I'm putting it on the shelf for now because nobody wants to see me have a tantrum on YouTube. All right.
Not Your Average Woodwork says, okay, let's lighten the atmosphere. What's your favorite wood to turn?
Mine, at this point, I have a ton of this poplar, and it's really not bad to turn. You know, there's some cups and bows, but it's all really nice and dry. My least favorite at this point, I had some really tough hard maple. I mean, it made really nice stuff, but for a new turner, and you don't know how to manage grain, like even after it's sanded up to 400 grit, it still feels like it needs a shave with a straight razor. But all right.
Radar says he likes free wood.
I am a total fan of fogwood, you know, found on the ground. I'm a total fan of the free stuff. These little pine logs I've been making gnome houses and stuff out of. Nice. All right.
Preacher says, I know nothing about wood turning and I'm spewing every curse word for you.
Creature, you are a good dude.
Jack in the Shop says, I like carving in cherry. And
I like to turn cherry. Cherry, I don't have a lot of cherry, but the cherry that I had was just really great.
And Happy
All right.
Sunny says, same here, Creature.
Got to put the mask on. Yes, if you wouldn't mind, smash that like button. And huh?
Do I need a mask?
No, you don't need a mask. All right, here goes.
Gav says cherry is beautiful to turn.
Hello there, if you're new, please smash that like button. If you're old, then you're just one of us. One day I had no choice but to eat lunch in the snake pit, or the teacher's lounge. And I heard these young teachers, not one of them married, talking about red flag hobbies and guys. And I'm listening, she says, woodworking. She says, collecting model trains and gardening. I'm like, well, crap. I had to eat and get up and leave. What they're wanting is somebody who's not self-sufficient. Not that I'm listening because I need to know that information, but as a student of people, when you hear the unrealistic musings of the next generation, you realize that our planet is doomed.
Ray says, man, I find wood turning so fascinating. I hope one day I can get into it.
Well, I have about the cheapest setup that you can get, and I have an awful lot of fun with it.
Jack in the Shop says, I got another month before I turn old.
How old is he, 29?
Radar says, hit the like button, people, with lots of thumbs up.
That's right. Smash that like button. So we got one flat spot there, one there.
Benner says, same, Ray.
And we're good everywhere else.
Woody Wood Turning says, hi, Jim and all.
Hey, Woody. How you doing, bud?
Sonny says, I'm a wood turner into sawdust. Preacher says, double tap the screen for a light. Jack in the Shop says 49.
49?
Woody said, I'm good, Jim. Thank you for asking.
I'm glad. Alright, let's line that pencil up. See how this works out. I saw a guy do this. Said it works out, and the mortise is good every time.
radar. I'm young in the head and old in the body.
It ain't the years, it's the mileage.
I gotta go, guys. Stay safe.
Remember, small bites, small bites. Anybody doing anything fun this weekend?
Woody says I am just chilling doing some wood carving.
I admire carvers. That is a skill that I have not as yet perfected. I love doing it, I'm just not good at it.
Michael Wilson says, "What's up, Jim? Can't stay long, just here for a minute to help the algorithm."
Hey, Wilson, we appreciate and need all the help we can get, algorithm or otherwise.
Radar says, "I'll probably do a live cutting some joints after you." Michael says, 181 people watching. Make sure you hit the like button.
Yes, please smack that like button. Hey, Wilson, while you're here, would you drop everyone who has a channel, would you drop their links?
Leonard says, "Working on setting up shop." Furnished, not really. Michael stacking meats.
Thank you, sir. Well, she's looking pretty good.
Ricky B in the shop says, "Hello, hello, hello."
Hey, Ricky, how you doing, buddy? Pretty good. Alright. Move this out of the way. Give it a sand. Alright. So.
teacher says gotta go. Hope everyone has a great rest of the day.
Hey, Creech, have a great day. Hope things are looking up, buddy.
Michael Wilson says, right, make sure you go sub to those channels. I gotta drop out. Be back later, Jim.
Hey, take care, Mike. Have a good one. He's in Scotland, and it's evening for them. I'm about 1,000 RPMs, and you got to keep the sanding moving. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I love you very much.
How about you? It looks a little proud. Maybe we'll trim that down a little bit. Just a hair. I know nobody likes the sanding, but this is part of it, and this is the part that makes it pretty. How many's in the chat?
I don't know. I think 88 are watching. So.
That's good. Alright. Let's get that center out of there. Really don't like that thing banging into my elbow. Give that a little spin to smooth that out, but not much.
Happy says, Soldier, can I make an announcement about my live giveaway?
Absolutely. Drop. Would one of the mods please drop? Actually, who is that? Happy?
Yeah.
Hey, Happy. I'm gonna go ahead. All right. I'm gonna add you as a standard moderator. You can drop a link right to it if you've got it scheduled. Otherwise, make your announcement and then drop your channel link. Always happy to help because so many people have helped me. Would it be easier for you to be a mod from your phone?
No.
Okay. Alright, now grab a little denatured alcohol, clean it up, see what it's going to look like when it grows up.
Happy says, thank you, Soldier.
Never a problem.
Then you might want to angle down a little bit so we can see your work a little bit.
That's good. Thank you for that, because I tilted it up to talk and then forgot. Alright, so alright, pretty good. Alright, let me grab a little of this mineral and beeswax. We'll go ahead and do the back. So, I think we've got plenty of goo juice on there. All right. Yeah, in the center, the wood is traveling considerably slower. But out here on the edge, you can burn through your paper towel very quickly.
Yeah, Radar has a emoji where he's peeking through his hands.
That's because Radar has seen this show before. Oops. Ah, there we go.
Leonard Rhodes says hi.
Leonard Rhodes. Hey, Leonard Rhodes, how are you? So there's our back. I'm going to go ahead and take this worm screw and my little spacer off of here. That worked out very well. Should have followed that advice sooner. Face shield up. So I hope y'all are having a great day. After me, Anthony, Mr. Radar, is going to go live, and I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He's got an announcement for a giveaway, and he's always a lot of fun to watch. So that's probably where I'm tuning in when I'm done.
Happy is the one that has a 4 p.m.
Happy.
Yeah.
Ah, Sunny.
He has a 4 p.m. live giveaway.
Sunny.
Eastern time.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, my mistake. Sunny is also a good channel to watch. And I'll be going over there. Y'all should join me. Hey, I think we did all right here.
Looks nice.
Well, we'll see. All right. Pencil. Now, what we definitely do not want to do is make a funnel. Pencil's dull. Giving it a sharpen. Of course, the whole point is not to cut yourself in the process. Alright, let's face it off first. Add a dab of glue. I'm not gluing right now, but possibly.
He said he glued some stuff today.
He glued?
Yep.
Did he glue in his igloo? Did he add a dab of glue in the igloo? Alright, anybody want to buy an Adirondack chair kit? You might need like 2 dabs of glue for that. Alright, so now. I think we want how about a 1-inch lip on our plate, and we want a bead there, and I truly do love that spirograph thing.
Like I said, putting some shelves in the cabinet.
That's fun. One place we lived, my shop was like there was no cabinet, no nothing. I had to learn how to make cabinets just so I'd have a place to put things. That's good. Better.
Sonny says he's got to run an errand. See y'all soon.
Hey, bye, Sonny. Have a good one. I will see you at 4. Time check.
It's 3:03 p.m.
3:03. It's going to be a pretty deep plate, actually. So, alright, let me get at it. That's getting down there. Alright, getting there. Got a little rise in the center, gotta take care of. See a tool mark. Good and solid in the center. Alright, got to dress that up a little bit.
Two-minute tips for wood turners said, "Hey Jim, I made it."
Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy? I appreciate your being here. I'm sorry I missed yours the other day. I was at school telling people to do things they had no intention of doing. That's pretty nice. I can go down a little bit more in the center. I realize those are famous last words.
Two-minute says, "Hit the like button, folks, or double tap the screen."
That's right. Smack that like button like it owes you money. We will also accept a double tap on the screen, a subscription,
A cup of coffee.
cup of coffee. Super chats are always welcome. But I really like the like.
minutes says nice platter. Where is the chip?
What was that?
He wants to know where the chips are that go with your platter.
Actually, Jeff, this is attempt number 2 at a set of bowls and plates for a member of our community who asked me if I would make them a set. So the first one was very similar to this, but I made a mess of the back of it because of the knots in the front of it. So this is prototype number 2, and I am very happy with that. It's a very deep plate. I figure something like this you're not going to sit around your table with. It's probably going to be part of your picnic gear. So, I made a deeper plate so they could nest the paper plate in there or whatever. And then the snack bowls will probably be more shallow because I don't have deep blanks. And I'm doing this on the cheap. So I'll probably make it a 7-inch bowl. And these started out as 9-inch plates.
He said hard to get them all exactly the same. And is this your housing community or your wood turning community?
The lady name is Sarah, and she is not a creator as of yet, but she is a mod for several of the channels. And she said that her grandmother had a set of wooden dishes that were antique, and she would like to have a set that were not. All right, so let me put the shield down and let's get some sanding done. Hey Jeff, while you're here, what is the optimum speed for sanding?
I guess it was Johnny's Lathe Craft that asked it, whether it was the housing community or the wood turning community. 2 minutes says optimum speed, as fast as you feel safe.
All right, so I'm about 1,000 RPMs right now. I'm not going any faster.
What he says, fast as you like, it's the pressure you put on the sandpaper.
How about the temperature of the sanding sponge?
If your hand is burning, you have too much pressure friction.
Right?
Woody says he likes to contact.
Oh yeah, because like heavier grit, I mean, it is a cutting tool. Alright, let me wet sand that with a little alcohol.
2 minutes says pushing harder also creates little scratches in the finish.
Absolutely.
Woody said, I agree.
So Jeff, what you missed was I started to turn Will Kenny's three-sided box, and I could not get enough grip between my spur and my tail, life center to do it. So I either need to do a little sharpening or get better center, smaller.
2 minutes says, okay, Woody, we need to open up a Turner's consulting firm.
I happen to know an attorney who would take care of the paperwork on that for you. I understand he's a fairly good wood turner.
2 minutes said funny.
He might be retired now, though. Jeff is the retired attorney. Alrighty. So let's give her a look. Alright, now mineral oil and beeswax.
It says, I can handle the legal HR work, but not sure I want the pressure anymore.
Oh, Jeff, you can definitely handle the pressure. It's just whether or not you want to deal with the people. Every year about spring break, I get people tired, and it makes the last 6 weeks of the school year very long. And I can only imagine that working in corporate HR is probably that times at least 4 or 5. I wouldn't go 10 because like 7th graders, but I like this much better than the original. All right.
2 minutes says, I was consulting for about 800 companies, so I had my fill.
I bet. You know the meaning of the word people tired, or the phrase people tired.
Finding me tool said hello all, and that is looking good.
Thanks, Todd. I learn something every time I turn the lathe on. All right, let me. Take off the smock, dust off the camera. Wouldn't hurt me to dust me off too, but
2 minutes, gotta run. He has wife chores.
Jeff, good luck with the honeydew list. Thank you for stopping by. So, here we are. We have our plate.
Woody says, oh, it tickles.
Alright, gang, here we go. And this is just poplar that was meant to be Amish furniture and mist. We have 2 community members to thank for having the wood. Todd Lajeunesse, who did the delivery, and the big dog himself for making it available. So, member of our community asked me about bowls and plates some time ago, and I did not feel that I had the skills at that time to do it. I think we are getting close. All right. Who's... I have no idea why would it hide that? All right, got it. That one must have been a real corker because they're... All right, so they're holding that one. I don't know what that is. It's so bizarre what they hold and what they let through. It seems like if you're a basement dweller hell-bent on disrupting, you can say whatever you want. If you're a community or channel member, they censor telling someone they've made something nice. Very bizarre. So anyway, here's the back. And that's just me experimenting with different foot designs. I prefer the mortise over a tenon. That way I don't have to figure out how to jam chuck a large piece so I can turn the tenon off. But I think it turned out all right. So we got 39 likes. Can we get one more? Wife chores. Todd is here. Alrighty. Well, y'all, I've been on here almost an hour and a half. Thank you, thank you, thank you. UC40. That's awesome, Todd. You can go in if you want, because I got it from here. Yeah, it turned out well. I still feel like it's a little thick on this corner right here, but it does have my little OG that I like. And I have my beaded lip. So I think it's going to be a design that is kind of in a little development, but I'm getting closer to what I really want. I just have to figure out how to do it. So that's what that is. I'm going to get out of the way for the next guy to go live. Oh, Woody, I tell you what, it is amazing having my wife read the chats for me, because I'm so new to the lathe that I don't feel like I can look away and not cause myself either a problem with the material, the tool, or myself. Thank you all for coming. I will see you on the flip.